Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This little guy's Popeye. We are the RC-Saylors, and Popeye insisted before we left the house today, he said, if I don't go with you to the airfield, you're not doing any more drone videos.
I didn't hear him say that.
He said it, so I grabbed him. Abby didn't hear him say that. She was surprised to see him in the car. So don't fall off the table, Popeye. Let's show him what drone we have. This actually looks really promising, so let's take a look, see what comes in the box, and then we will fly it for you. This should be a lot of fun. This is the JJPRO. It is kind of like the professional version, that was a lens cap, of JJRC. JJRC, you guys know, makes a lot of toy grade drones, but lately they've been trying to put in brushless motors, independent ESCs, GPS, nicer camera, so they've kind of additionally branded themselves as JJPRO. We've talked about this in the past, so we're not going to focus too heavily on that. This drone does have 4 brushless motors. It has a GPS, so we should get very stable flight, and it does have Wi-Fi FPV. Now, that is coming a long way recently. If you guys recall the Bugs 2W, that's actually a really good drone for the price and for it being a Wi-Fi drone. Now, it's certainly not a DJI Phantom or a Mavic or Spark, but this is a lot cheaper. It comes in around $160, $170. Sometimes our Wi-Fi FPV drones don't have a transmitter of their own, but this one does. And it's pretty nice. It's really not too bad. We've got very nice joysticks. They feel really good. Some people call these gimbals, actually. And we have additional buttons for navigation through the menu, but the main stuff, the GPS, return to home, and just altitude, flight, altitude mode without the GPS, that's on this switch up here. It's really nice. Popeye, show them the buttons. This is really a good setup, and I'll be honest with you, when we were in the mountains, I flew this to test it, but I didn't want to fly it long enough to do a video with it. I didn't want to disturb any neighbors or anything. The one complaint I have about this that I'll go ahead and point out is the lights on the bottom are not bright enough to see in really bright sunlight. You need to step into some shade to see the lights, which is what you'll use to calibrate the drone. The battery is a proprietary battery, and that's going to be a big turnoff for some people. It is the 2000 milliamp 7.4 volt. That's 2 cells. And it just plugs in the back here, and it locks in place really well. You could probably take that casing off and come up with a better connection, but I mean, that does fit perfectly. It's not like they took any shortcuts with that, it's just proprietary. They're wanting to make a little bit of money on their batteries. The camera has the option of coming off. I don't really know why you'd want that to be modular unless they make a cheap camera and then they have a better one later. But the memory card fits in here, just a micro SD card slot.
Doesn't come with it.
It's exactly right, it does not come with one. We're using a class 10 32 gig in case you want to know. And I suppose you'd save some battery life if you flew without that, but it's not heavy at all. I mean, that weighs nothing. It feels like a piece of toilet paper or something. It doesn't weigh anything. This little clamp is what goes on the top of your transmitter to hold on your phone. We'll see if Abby's phone, it'll probably fit in that because that actually expands out pretty big here. So yeah, that's huge. You know, we can fit all sorts of things in there. And it comes with the prop removing tool, a Phillips screwdriver, our USB charge cable for the battery itself. It does charge via USB.
Dog not included. Dog not included.
Micro USB is what goes into the battery. And then we have spare props. 1 of each, unfortunately. So just 1, it's 2 total spare props. 1 clockwise, 1 counterclockwise. And the instructions, I have to say, are pretty awesome. They do a really good job at telling you how to calibrate, what to expect. They do a great job. We're spending a little bit more time on pointing this stuff out because I feel like this is a slightly nicer quality drone than the toy grade stuff we generally do on the channel. And I just want to let you know that it does fly really well. We're going to go fly it for you. This is actually a pretty good quality, right up there with that Bugs 2W. A little bit cheaper though with the brand JJRC, and it does kind of resemble that Hubsan drone that we're all familiar with. Popeye's extremely excited to chase this. He is so antsy, and I am too. I want to get a nice drone in the air for you guys. So let's put it in the air and see if this really is worth about $160, $170. Popeye was very helpful in the calibration. He barked the whole time. He wants to chase it so bad. We've got him right here, ready to go.
Yeah, he is ready.
All right, it's a simple calibration. You just pull both joysticks in actually the opposite direction and do the horizontal rotation. Make the camera point up when it's successful and then rotate 3 or 4 times that way. Very simple, and I like that a lot. So let's start the motors, get this to take off, and then we'll get Popeye down on the ground to chase. So both sticks down and in, and then we take off. Oh yeah, Popeye, here we go, buddy. Go ahead. I'll bring it down a hair just so we can get Popeye. Hopefully he's not too loud for you guys because he's on the other side of the mic. Go get it, Popeye! Okay, now this is a very nice, stable drone. Oh, it makes me happy to have him out here because he hasn't been able to chase drones for a long time. It's been such a nasty, long winter. All right, now, camera quality looking pretty good.
But it's saving to my phone right now.
We're not sure if it's saving to the memory card too.
Yeah.
Where'd Popeye go? He just disappeared.
By the bushes.
Okay.
Peeing on bushes.
I think that the camera quality looks pretty good. We have an indicator on our screen that it is working. I think you could fly this without the transmitter if you wanted to, but who would want to do that? Let's go ahead and fly up some and get a better view. Now, unfortunately, the camera is a fixed position, so we cannot aim that up and down, but it's a pretty good angle. It looks bad right now because I was flying backwards.
I lost you.
I'm directly above the power line. You know, the straight above it.
Well, I see you in real life, but not on my camera. Popeye!
Let's go see if we can find Popeye on the drone.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, so Abby's phone in the case is actually a little bit too big for
Jeez,
yeah.
White drones are hard to find.
Can anybody see Popeye? He is long gone.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Let's see if we can find him.
Nathan, where is he?
I'll
serious.
go get Popeye, okay.
There, I see him.
Okay. He knows not to go too far out. Abby, old mama bear there, getting super concerned. Hey buddy. Okay, let's see. Okay, I gotta aim left a hair if we're gonna find Popeye. Ah, yep. I see you from pretty high in the sky there, buddy. The sun looks like a black dot.
Yeah.
This is one of those cameras that just doesn't do the sun very well. Okay, I like this. I mean, it's very stable. It's kind of cool that I can take this drone straight to the sky and do something like look for Popeye. If you ask me, that's really cool. I know that I don't have to really worry a lot about this drone. As long as I keep it in line of sight, this is a drone that I trust. And what I was saying about the lights is a little bit wrong. I could actually see them pretty well when I was calibrating today, but
yeah,
the
but
other
it's
day
the
I couldn't.
evening time.
Yeah,
we were
true.
trying to do it midday the other day.
Now, it is getting a little bit of a mind of its own there, doing a little bit of a toilet bowl. And that's all that movement right now is it, not me. So I like to point these things out to you guys because if I notice it doing something like this, I'm not going to tell you that it's a perfect drone. All this movement is currently the drone, not me. I want to try to override that and bring it back down a little lower for safety's sake.
5 mile/hour gusts right now.
Yeah, not bad at all. But it's going a little crazy. Let's just let it, I'm dead sticking right now. I'm taking my hands completely off the sticks. I'm actually going to set the phone down so I can just focus on flying.
To tell you, we were wrong. My phone does not fit in the holder.
That is all the drone. I want you guys to see how much movement that is. That's not me.
Wow, so it's gone cattywampus.
I am going to try to
That's a good
override
word.
all of that and get it to land here because I feel like it's kind of amplifying. And
Try return to home.
okay, let's hit return to home. I am going to go.
Popeye?
He's out there, so we're good. I threw the return to home switch. Let's see if it can find its way home. It's going to fly up. I'm not afraid of that, but it is scaring me that it's kind of flying away from me.
It's still kind of circling.
Yes, yeah. Bear with us today, guys, because Abby's got the worst allergies. And I haven't touched the controls this whole time, by the way, hands-free. Her allergies are so bad right now, and she's unable to talk a lot because she's really focusing on not sniffling and sneezing just for you guys, just for the video. Again, still hands-free this entire time. I'm interested to see if it can find its way back home.
Oh man.
Yeah, we should still be filming on the drone.
Like...
Notice on the drone, Abby, how much crazy tilt. See
oh my gosh.
the camera is going crazy. It's doing a lot of stuff on its own here. And
This is wild.
I'm not very happy with this. And this is why I didn't want to test it in the mountains, because something like this, you know, what if this happens? I'm actually going to stop the return to home because it's going crazy. And I'm going to just try to bring it down for, again, safety's sake here. And just land this before it goes and hits one of these buildings around here or something. So I'm full throttle down. It's coming down very slowly, and I'm just gonna make sure Popeye's ignoring it. He's far off. I'm having to really override those controls a lot, and it just shut the motors down as soon as it touched down. So I do not like that at all. It was very scary to fly. The only reason, yeah, hey buddy, the only reason I had any confidence at all with this, good job buddy, is because I've flown probably 1,000 drones by now, and so I knew, okay, it's just gonna toilet bowl. But this, if a beginner grabbed this would be very scary for them to fly. You may freak out or something. So let's reset it on that helipad and just see if it does it again. One more time.
Down and in on both sticks to get the motors to start. Shoo, that took off fast.
Go ahead, Popeye. Yeah, it did. It's got a lot of punch, and it has a lot of authority while in the air. So much so that while it's going crazy, I can really override it. You guys remember the night vision? Let's see, what was the name of that drone? It's kind of like a Mavic knockoff. What was the name of that one, Abby? It's supposed to have night vision as $1,000.
Walkera Starlight.
Yes, that one started spiraling. Scary. I had no control over it. And that was a $1,000 drone. I'm not trying to make an excuse for this, but at least I still have control over it. I'm totally hands-free now, and I just want to see how well it does on a hover. See, this is what it did in the Smoky Mountains. It was a nice, stable hover, and I was like, this is going to be a great drone. But I didn't want to do a full video there in case it did do some toilet bowling. Now, as we get a little bit of wind, notice we're getting some toilet bowling. Abby, are you getting it there on the camera? Okay.
Yeah. It's always hard to film when the dog's here.
I know, but
where'd it go?
We do like to have him up here. So they probably can see this on the FPV video that we have.
Oh yeah.
Which actually the camera looks okay, but I still like the Bugs 2W. And if you guys are looking for a cheap drone under $100, again, this is all the drone. I have not touched these controls at all.
It's like getting bigger and bigger and
bigger. And bigger.
It reminds me of that drone.
Yes, it's scary. But watch, I stopped it because it was going to hit us, and I have control over it.
There's no way to just turn this GPS off?
Yes, actually. I have it in altitude hold mode, but now the wind is taking it. See, the wind is to our backs, so it's pushing it away.
We'll try to just fly it normal, like put it in the highest rate and just fly it.
Okay, let's just zip around and see how this does without a GPS telling it what to do.
Oh, Popeye, what are you doing?
All right, that's full forward.
I lost
That's okay, I'll go right back across the field. Let's go fast. Full forward. Very nice feeling drone, brushless motors. Sound good. It's pretty quiet. Fairly fast, that's full throttle. It's not a bad drone. I was very excited at first. See, this is what I'm talking about with the hobby. I just say this stuff all the time. Now, more often than not, I'll say this is gonna be junk, and it ends up being junk. But sometimes I say it's gonna be junk and it's awesome. And this time, I thought it was gonna be pretty good. But I don't want to tell anybody to buy this because I would be afraid that a new pilot, a beginner drone flyer, would get their hands on this, hit that GPS switch. Here we go. It should lock in here in a second, I hope. And then it just toilet bowls.
Sorry.
It's okay. So it hasn't locked in yet. It's still drifting off. I'm hoping that GPS will kick in. I'm going to fly it back over. We may have to get a GPS lock on the ground. Once we go to altitude hold mode, GPS may not work, but it should. It should. Let's see if that did it.
Yeah. This drone is worthless if the GPS doesn't work because the price tag is so high because of the GPS.
Yes.
So even if it works well on whatever mode you said without GPS.
Yeah, no. You might as well get a Bugs, which we're gonna talk about that in a future video.
We'll probably have a Bugs 3 again on the channel very soon. That's our favorite drone.
Yes, we found another bundle. That was me doing a manual land. I want to go GPS mode. Okay, now it flipped back over. So I think that once you go into altitude hold mode with this, if you need to override the GPS, which is very likely, then you can go into altitude hold mode, turn off the GPS, but I don't think it'll let us turn it back on. In case you're wondering, we'll have this linked in the description box below. Maybe we'll see a price drop. Hopefully we see some firmware updates or something, but it's not great. Popeye liked chasing it, but that's about all it's good for. I could give this to another experienced pilot and they would do just fine. you know, oh, it's toilet bowling, and they would know how to react to that. But I think this type of drone is marketed towards a beginner wanting a GPS drone, maybe their first GPS drone. If this was your first GPS drone, you'd probably never want to buy another drone again because it doesn't function the way it should. Welcome to our channel, that's what we're all about. We tend to try not to sugarcoat things. I might say it is not a good drone with a smile on my face, but this is not a good drone and you shouldn't buy it. For the sake of just that GPS not working. That's the main reason you buy this, plus maybe the brushless motors. The camera definitely wasn't anything worth writing home about, but it is better than some we've seen on the channel before.
And because the GPS didn't work, we couldn't test most of the features.
That's exactly right, yes. It's a little scary to have in the air. So, if you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing because we will tell you when something doesn't function the way it should. And I like to give recommendations on stuff that's in a relatively close price point that does function. For example, I will link one of my favorites in the description box below right by this one, a good alternative. I'll link the store where you can buy it, and I will link our video to it as well. So, you know, we try our best to get you guys in the air with something that's going to work for you and be well worth your money. This is okay. I'm okay with flying this. I would put this back in the air again, but honestly, it's not something that I'm probably going to hold on to very long. It's a pass, unfortunately. I was very hopeful that this would be great. It's made out of the same type of material as a Phantom. It just looks good, it feels good. It feels like there's some good quality in this, but it's a hard pass, definitely. One more thing before we go. This, I know you're going to ask about it. Our buddy Pete gave us this, but it comes with a little bag of its own. You can put it on the dark side or the bright side.
Everybody wants to see you try to fold it.
It's actually not too bad. I usually am horrible at these things.
Keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting.
Let's see, hold on.
Just keep twisting, just keep
Okay, I've done it before. Let's see, I just didn't twist it enough. There. Right?
No.
Normally I'm really good at these. There, that was it.
No.
That's it, that's how it goes.
Is it?
That's how it goes.
Oh, okay, you did it. Good
It's
job.
not bad, just a little twist. Usually takes 2 or 3 tries, but this is cool. Sometimes when the grass is tall, these are nice for your drones. They're pretty cheap. I'll link one of these in the description box below too.
Oh my gosh.
And
Too
they're
bad
easy.
I wasn't ready for that.
They're easy to unfold. I like that a lot. And actually, the one we have comes with stakes to hold it in the ground if it's really windy too. So we'll link that up too. You'll probably see more of that on the channel. Thank you, Pete. And if you guys would, do me a favor, do me and Abby a big favor. It should be easy for you, but it's gonna help us a lot. Now, most of you are subscribed to the channel, but just check and make sure you are, because YouTube's being kind of funny right now. Since we got back from the mountains, a lot of people have been telling us while we were in the mountains, hey, we're not getting notifications of your videos. So make sure you're subscribed, but then also check the notification bell. If you are notified, if it's turned on, turn it off really fast and then turn it back on and say, yeah, I want to receive notifications. I like saving money. I don't like wasting money. So hit that notification bell. That's going to help us a lot. And if we saved you money, if you were considering buying this drone, swing by our Patreon page. Sign up for the $5 a month or even $1 a month to get all the behind the scenes access. But at $5 a month, we'll send you some stickers, just a way of saying thank you for saying thank you to us. Okay, thanks all around. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.